how do you start to enjoy money and plan for what your life might look like and kind of break free of that feeling of scarcity and fear, right? That instead of that driving the money, how can you use money as a tool to make life better for yourself and people around you? So I can only work with so many clients myself, and I wanted to take lessons that we've learned from working with clients over the decades to share that with everybody else. So that's why I wrote the book. We actually like looked in client notes, like what are the most common questions that people are nervous about and asking about, and then we just put it in workbook format, because it doesn't matter if you're told you'll be fine if you follow the 4% rule or whatever rule of thumb. You got to like write down, okay, why am I worried about money? Where did I hear about that? Who told me that that's how you should think about money, right? And start to confront it a little bit, and then think of, if I were to think in a healthy way about money, what would that look like, right? So it's a lot of it about the psychology of spending and enjoying life.
And that's why I wrote my book, Financial Freedom: Building Personal Wealth Through Home Ownership. It breaks down the whole, my first chapter is about credit and income, and it goes through the whole process so they understand why they need to own homes and how it can help them. I'm working on my veteran version. That's only for,
Yeah.
The VA loan and everything else. Cause this one was for everybody, had every loan, you had the VA loan in it and everything else, but I'm mainly help vets. Everybody sends me other
Okay.
people, but
Yeah.
that's who I focus on as veterans.
Right.
And I want to add one more thing to what you're talking about. If you were served and you don't have any benefits, go back and get your benefits, because that could be a huge difference for you going forward for medical coverage, you and your spouse, all the different benefits that are available. You need to go back and see what you're owed. And what I mean by that is, if you were, a lot of us got hurt while we're in, but we're like, we're fine. We don't need to be seen. You need to go
Yep.
out and get your benefits.
And even if it wasn't combat related, because some people say, well, I was injured, but it wasn't combat related, so I feel guilty. No, it's the military has a you break it, you buy it policy with the VA. It's reasonable, it's capped. Like, it's not like you're making endless amounts of money if you have a VA disability. It's not that great of a thing to live on.
Well, if you're
But
so if
getting
you,
it is important,
yeah,
right?
it depends on your percentages. Once you get
Yeah.
to, if you get to 100, you're like, with a spouse, you're about 4,100 a month now, tax free. So if you add your tax on top of that, that's almost 60 grand a year. If you were doing taxes on taxes,
Where
non-tax.
I live, you cannot live on that. So it's
I
just
didn't say you can
expensive.
live
We're in
on
New
it.
York, it's expensive. Sorry.
I'm in
So
California. You can't live on it either, but it could pay
yeah,
your mortgage.
that's true. Yeah.
So when you retire, what I'm looking at is there's so many things. Plus, if you're one day in combat and you retire, there was another $1,500 when you can add on to that. If depending on your situation, there's so many. So what people understand is and I just learned all this because I finally went back and I was fought for 20 years saying no, no, no about my benefits. And then finally I got somebody to help me, and I'm at 90 and I have a few more things, and I should be at 100 here soon. But what I'm getting at is besides 10% all the way to 100, there's letters on top of that
Yeah.
for other benefits for things that happen to you. So just talk to somebody and get those benefits, and stop thinking you don't need it because of whatever that reason is. You were told that they were going to take care of you. That's how they're going to take care of you. But the VA is not there to help you. That's not their job. Their job is to tell you no. Sorry.
Right. Yeah.
They're an insurance company who denies, and then finally gives it to you. That's my take on it, Chris. Sorry.